Chinese leaders are moving to deepen the reform of the nation's financial system. They're also guiding financial institutions to better serve small firms, innovation and development. The spokesperson of China's top political advisory body made those comments today. Guo Weimin addressed media ahead of the annual meeting of the National People's Congress this weekend. Thousands of politicians from across China are converging on the capital, Beijing, for these legislative meetings. The so-called two sessions will provide a glimpse into China's politics and priorities. And our correspondent Guo Weimin was there at the news conference in Beijing. She joins us now. Guo Weimin, that at that conference, economy was the main focus. What else was covered in that? And did other hot-button issues such as relations with Taiwan crop up?
Well, surprisingly, there was very little on foreign policy that came up in that press conference. The spokesperson took only one question on Taiwan, and on that, he didn't say anything groundbreaking, simply repeating China's stance that it will stick to the one China principle. And he also said that the top political advisory body will want peace and development across the strait and will continue to promote cross-strait exchanges with the Taiwanese people. Have a listen.
我们将全面贯彻中共20大的精神，坚持和平统一、一国两制的基本方针，坚持一个中国原则和9·2共识，坚决反对台独分裂和外来干涉。要和平，要发展，要交流，要合作，是两岸同胞的共同心声。
Well, when it comes to the economy, the spokesperson talked about ways to boost employment and consumption, to give more space to the private sector. He also signaled that China will continue to be welcoming of foreign investment. But aside from what was discussed at the press conference, it's worth noting who will be attending the upcoming meetings of the political advisory body in the next 5 years, because these delegates, they are re-elected every 5 years, and there are several noteworthy step-downs, including the heads of internet search engine Baidu, e-commerce platform JD.com, gaming company NetEase, and internet platform Sogou. So it suggests that many of these once influential tech tycoons are being sidelined by Beijing. They are not being reappointed to the delegates list this year, and instead, many academics and researchers are now more in favor, and there seems to be this lingering distrust towards private enterprises in Beijing.
Mimin, of course, you're talking about advisors on the CPPCC. Of course, there are two sessions. These advisors, one, of course, legislators or lawmakers for the NPC meeting, their Congress this time as well. What issues can we expect to be discussed at what we call these two sessions?
Well, the parliament is going to listen to the final government work report to be presented by Premier Li Keqiang this Sunday before Premier Li retires from his position. And then the parliament will most likely deliberate on all kinds of everything from economic and social policies to foreign policy. But of course, the most highly anticipated thing out of these two sessions is the growth target. There is a lot of debate here on the ground, even among analysts here, about whether China will set a more easily achievable 5% target or a more ambitious 6% target. That would be a bit of a stretch, but it would suggest that the government is determined to bring in more pro-growth support policies, and it would inject more confidence into the economy. We're also going to be looking out for central and local government budgets, as well as the defense budget. The military budget is particularly closely watched as an indication of how strongly China plans to beef up its military, especially given those ongoing tensions with US and Europe. Aside from that, other hot button issues include ways to boost the declining birth birth rate to rescue the property sector, and how to enhance technological self-sufficiency in the face of that US-China tech war. We are also expecting pretty extensive restructuring of party and state institutions. This takes place once every 5 years. It could look like the creation or merging of different oversight committees, including those that oversee security services, and it's likely to give President Xi and the Chinese Communist Party deeper penetration and power over state institutions.
Thanks for pointing out what we need to be looking out for the next few days. Thanks. Guo Weimin reporting live to us there in Beijing.